The sight of slender fingers dipping into an unsuspecting woman's designer handbag was all Noah Tucker needed to spring into action, despite the weight of exhaustion from his double shift and the fact that his 7-year-old daughter Lily waited impatiently at the subway platform's edge. "Hey." Noah called out, his voice cutting through the evening commuter crowd. He lunged forward, grabbing the thief's wrist just as bony fingers were withdrawing a sleek wallet. The would-be pickpocket, a lanky teenager with hollow cheeks, yanked free and disappeared into the sea of bodies before Noah could do more. "Are you okay, miss?" Noah turned to the woman, who remained oblivious to what had just transpired, her attention fixed on her phone. She looked up, startled by his proximity, revealing striking emerald eyes that momentarily left him speechless. "I'm sorry," she asked, tucking a strand of chestnut hair behind her ear. Noah cleared his throat. "Someone just tried to steal from your purse." He gestured to her bag, its zipper still gaping open. "You might want to keep it closed and maybe hold it in front of you. This station's notorious for pickpockets." Her eyes widened as she checked her belongings. "Everything seems to be here, thank you." She searched his face, waiting for a name. Noah Tucker. He offered a quick smile before glancing back at Lily, who was now kicking at a discarded soda can. "And that's my daughter over there attempting to perfect her soccer skills on garbage." The woman laughed, the sound warm against the station's cold tiles. "I'm Emma Valenti." She extended her hand, and Noah noticed the absence of a wedding ring as their palms met. "Thank you for looking out for me, Noah. Not many people would bother these days." "Dad, the train's coming," Lily called out, her voice rising with the approaching rumble of the subway. "I should go," Noah said reluctantly. "Be careful with your bag," Emma nodded, clutching her purse closer. As Noah turned to join Lily, Emma called after him. "Wait, can I buy you a coffee sometime, to say thanks?" Noah hesitated. Dating wasn't exactly on his priority list, not since his wife Julie had walked out 3 years ago, leaving him to raise Lily alone. Between working as a mechanic at 2 different garages and being a full-time dad, there simply wasn't time. "That's really nice, but you don't need to thank me," he replied. "Please," Emma insisted, pulling out a business card. "I'd really like to." Before he could respond, the train screeched to a halt beside them. Noah accepted the card, pocketing it as he took Lily's hand and stepped onto the crowded car. Once seated, he examined the card more carefully. Emma Valenti, CEO, Valenti Innovations. Below was a phone number with a Manhattan area code. Noah whistled softly. Whatever Valenti Innovations was, it certainly afforded Emma the expensive-looking clothes she wore. "Who's that lady, Dad?" Lily asked, peering at the card. "Just someone I helped," Noah replied, tucking it back into his jacket. "Not important." But as they rode the subway to their modest apartment in Queens, Noah found his thoughts returning to Emma's green eyes and the warmth of her smile. The next morning brought the usual rush, making Lily breakfast, packing her lunch, and dropping her at school before heading to his first job at Rodriguez Auto Repair. By afternoon, his hands were stained with grease, his back ached, and Emma Valenti's business card remained untouched in his jacket pocket. "You look more miserable than usual," remarked Carlos, his co-worker, as Noah slid out from under a Subaru. "That check engine light giving you trouble?" "Nah, just thinking." Noah wiped his hands on a rag. "Dangerous habit," Carlos grinned. "Especially for guys like us." Noah laughed, but his mind kept circling back to the subway encounter. It had been so long since he'd felt that immediate pull toward someone. After Julie left, claiming she wasn't cut out for motherhood and wanted to find herself, Noah had locked that part of himself away, focusing entirely on keeping their lives afloat. By the time he picked Lily up from after-school care, he'd decided to call Emma. What was the harm in coffee? "Dad, can we get pizza tonight?" Lily asked as they walked home, her backpack bouncing with each step. "Not tonight, pumpkin. We've got that chicken from yesterday to finish." Noah ruffled her blonde hair, so like her mother's. "But maybe we can make our own pizza this weekend." Lily's face lit up. "With extra cheese, and can I put pineapple on my half?" "Pineapple," Noah feigned horror. "On pizza, that's a crime against humanity," Lily giggled, skipping ahead. These moments her laughter, Her simple joy were what kept him going through double shifts and sleepless nights worrying about bills. That evening, after Lily was asleep, Noah pulled out Emma's card. He stared at it for several minutes before finally dialing. "Emma Valenti," she answered crisply after 2 rings. "Hi, it's Noah. From the subway yesterday." There was a pause, then her voice softened. "The subway guardian angel, I was hoping you'd call." They arranged to meet for coffee that Saturday morning. Lily would be at her friend Zoe's birthday party, giving Noah a rare few hours to himself. When Saturday arrived, Noah found himself more nervous than he'd expected. He chose his least worn jeans and a navy button-down shirt that Julie had once said brought out his eyes. Looking in the mirror, he saw the faint lines around his eyes, the stubble he'd carefully trimmed, and wondered what a woman like Emma could possibly see in him. The cafe was a small place in Forest Hills, halfway between his apartment and the wealthier neighborhoods. Noah arrived early and claimed a table by the window, watching people pass by as he waited. Emma arrived exactly on time, dressed more casually than she had been on the subway but still radiating an effortless elegance. Her hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail, and she wore jeans with a cream-colored blouse that made her skin glow. "You found it," she said with a smile, sliding into the seat across from him. "Lived in Queens all my life," Noah replied. "I know every decent coffee shop in a 10-mile radius." Their conversation flowed easily. Emma asked about his work, and Noah found himself explaining his love for fixing things, the satisfaction of diagnosing a problem and making it right. He told her about Lily, how smart and funny she was, how she wanted to be both a veterinarian and an astronaut when she grew up. "She sounds wonderful," Emma said, her eyes warm. "You must be very proud." "She's the best thing that ever happened to me," Noah agreed. "What about you?" "Your card says CEO. That sounds impressive." Emma's expression shifted slightly. "It's just a title. My company develops software solutions for sustainable energy systems. Not very exciting cocktail party conversation." "Sounds pretty impressive to me," Noah said. "I can barely get my phone to update without crashing." She laughed, and Noah found himself wanting to hear that sound again. "So," Emma continued, stirring her latte, "have you always been a mechanic?" "Pretty much. Started working in my uncle's garage when I was 16. Went to community college for a while, but then Lily came along and..." He shrugged. "Life happens." "And her mother?" Emma asked carefully. Noah's expression tightened. "Not in the picture, left when Lily was 4. Emma nodded, not pushing further. "I'm sorry." "Don't be, we're doing fine." Noah cleared his throat. "What about you? Married? Kids?" "Neither," Emma replied. "Been too focused on building the company. My father started it, and when he got sick 5 years ago, I took over. It's been consuming." As their coffee stretched into lunch, Noah found himself increasingly drawn to Emma. She was intelligent and passionate about her work, but there was a guardedness about her that he recognized, the caution of someone who'd been hurt before. When they finally parted, Emma surprised him by asking, "Would you and Lily like to join me for a picnic in Central Park tomorrow? I know a great spot near the boathouse." Noah hesitated. Including Lily was a big step. He was careful about who he introduced into her life. "It's okay if you'd rather not," Emma added quickly. "I understand." "No, it's not that," Noah assured her. "I just haven't dated much since her mom left. I'm careful about who meets her." "It doesn't have to be a date," Emma said. "Just a picnic with a new friend." The sincerity in her eyes convinced him. "Okay, Lily would love that." The following day dawned bright and clear. Noah helped Lily pick out her favorite sundress with unicorns on it, and they met Emma at the park entrance. Emma had brought a wicker basket filled with gourmet sandwiches, fresh fruit, and cookies from a bakery that Noah recognized as one of the expensive ones he sometimes passed, but never entered. Lily was shy at first, hiding partially behind Noah's leg as they exchanged greetings. "You must be Lily," Emma said, crouching down to the girl's eye level. "Your dad told me you like animals and space. I brought something you might enjoy." She reached into her bag and pulled out a book about the animals astronauts have taken to space. Lily's eyes widened. "Did they really take a monkey?" "They did," Emma nodded. "And dogs and mice and all sorts of creatures." Just like that, the ice was broken. Lily peppered Emma with questions throughout lunch, and Emma answered each one with genuine interest. Noah watched them together, a warmth spreading through his chest that he hadn't felt in years. After they ate, Emma produced a kite from her seemingly bottomless bag. "Have you ever flown one?" she asked Lily. The little girl shook her head. "Can you teach me? I'd be happy to." "My dad taught me when I was about your age." Noah sat back against a tree, watching as Emma patiently showed Lily how to hold the string, when to run, and how to guide the colorful diamond-shaped kite into the air. Lily's delighted shrieks each time the kite soared higher made his heart swell. Later, as Lily chased a squirrel at a safe distance, Emma sat beside Noah on the blanket. "She's amazing, Noah. You're doing a wonderful job with her." "I'm trying," he admitted. "Sometimes I worry it's not enough working all those hours, not being able to give her everything." Emma touched his arm gently. "Kids don't need everything. They need love, safety, and someone who shows up for them. You're giving her all of that." Their eyes met, and Noah felt an almost magnetic pull toward her. The moment was interrupted by Lily flopping dramatically onto the blanket between them. "I'm exhausted," she announced. "Flying kites is hard work." Emma laughed. "It certainly is. Would ice cream help you recover?" "Ice cream helps everything," Lily declared with the certainty only a 7-year-old could muster. As they walked to the ice cream vendor, Lily slipped her small hand into Emma's as naturally as breathing. Noah watched Emma's surprised smile, the gentle way she squeezed his daughter's hand in return, and felt something inside him shift. Over the next few weeks, Emma became a regular part of their lives. She joined them for movie nights in their small apartment, bringing gourmet popcorn that put Noah's microwave variety to shame. She helped Lily with a science project about the solar system, sourcing materials Noah would never have thought of. And on evenings when Lily had gone to bed, she and Noah would talk for hours on the phone. Noah learned that Emma had grown up wealthy but lonely, with parents who valued achievement over affection. Her father had been brilliant but distant, her mother more concerned with social standing than emotional connection. "That's why I love spending time with you too," Emma confessed one night. "You have what I always wanted, that bond, that unconditional love." "We're not perfect," Noah reminded her. "Our apartment is tiny, I work too much, and Lily stubbornly refuses to eat anything green." "Perfect is boring," Emma replied. "You're real." Noah was falling for her kindness, her intelligence, the way she treated Lily as a person worth knowing rather than just a child to be tolerated. But he couldn't shake the nagging worry about their different worlds. This concern crystallized one evening when Emma invited them to a charity gala her company was sponsoring. "It's for education programs in underserved communities," she explained. "Very kid-friendly." "There will be other children there," Noah hesitated. "I don't own a suit, Emma, and these things, they're not really my scene." "I can help with the suit," she offered, "and it would mean a lot to have you both there." Against his better judgment, Noah agreed. Emma arranged for a suit to be delivered to his apartment, just a loan from the event company, she assured him, though he doubted that was true. It fit perfectly, making him look like someone who belonged in Emma's world rather than the mechanic with perpetually grease-stained fingernails. The night of the gala, they took a car Emma sent to pick them up. Lily was beside herself with excitement in her new dress, twirling to make the skirt flare out. When they arrived at the historic Manhattan hotel hosting the event, Noah felt a knot form in his stomach as they walked past gleaming luxury cars and people dripping with obvious wealth. Emma met them at the entrance, stunning in a deep green gown that matched her eyes. She embraced Lily warmly, then kissed Noah's cheek. "You look handsome," she whispered. Inside, the ballroom sparkled with crystal chandeliers and floral arrangements larger than Lily herself. Noah tried to act natural, but he felt the curious glances, heard the whispered questions as Emma introduced them to colleagues and friends. Emma Darling, a woman in her 60s with impeccably styled silver hair, approached. "Who are your charming guests, Mrs. Harrington?" "This is Noah Tucker and his daughter Lily," Emma replied. "Noah, this is Vivian Harrington, one of our company's first investors and my godmother." Mrs. Harrington assessed Noah with shrewd eyes. "And how did you two meet?" Before Noah could answer, Emma said, "Noah saved me from having my wallet stolen in the subway. He's my hero." "How quaint," Mrs. Harrington replied, her tone making it clear she found nothing quaint about it at all. Throughout the evening, similar scenarios played out. People were polite but puzzled by Noah's presence. He heard fragments of conversations: Emma's charity case, publicity stunt, phase she's going through. Lily, blissfully unaware, was having the time of her life, especially when she discovered the chocolate fountain at the dessert table. But Noah felt increasingly out of place, like a prop in a performance he hadn't agreed to join. The final straw came when he overheard two men in tuxedos talking near the bar. "Valenti's slumming it tonight," one remarked. First, she turns down Harrison's son, and now she's parading around with some blue-collar nobody and his kid. "Probably rebellion against the board," the other replied. "They've been pushing her to settle down with someone appropriate for the company image." Noah felt his face burn with humiliation and anger. He found Emma across the room, deep in conversation with an elderly man. "We need to go," he said quietly when she turned to him. "Already." "But they haven't even started the awards portion. Lily's tired," he lied, though his daughter was currently teaching a group of children how to dip strawberries in the chocolate fountain with maximum efficiency. Emma's brow furrowed. "Noah, what's wrong?" "Nothing. I just don't belong here, and neither does Lily." His voice was tighter than he intended. "That's not true," Emma protested. "Isn't it? Your friends think I'm some kind of charity project. Do you know what it's like to be looked at that way? Like you're less than everyone else in the room." Emma's eyes widened. "Noah, I never meant—" "I know you didn't," he sighed. "But this, us, it doesn't make sense. We're from different worlds." "That doesn't matter to me," Emma insisted. "It should, because it matters to everyone else." Noah ran a hand through his hair. "I'm going to get Lily. We'll take a cab home." Despite Emma's protests, Noah collected Lily, making excuses about an early morning the next day. As they left, he felt a hollow ache in his chest, knowing he was walking away from something special but convinced it was the right thing to do. For the next week, Emma called and texted, but Noah kept his responses brief and distant. Lily asked about her constantly, not understanding why their new friend had suddenly disappeared from their lives. "Is Emma mad at us, Daddy?" Lily asked one evening as Noah tucked her into bed. "No, pumpkin, of course not. Emma is just very busy with her important job." "But she always said we were important too," Lily pointed out with the devastating logic of childhood. Noah had no answer for that. The truth was, he missed Emma terribly. Their brief time together had shown him what it could be like to share his life with someone again: the laughter, the support, the feeling that he wasn't facing everything alone. 10 days after the gala, Noah was working late at his second job at Glendale Auto when his phone rang. It was Mrs. Chen from the apartment next door, who sometimes watched Lily when Noah had evening shifts. "Mr. Tucker, you need to come home," she said urgently. "Lily has very high fever. I think she needs doctor." Noah's heart raced as he explained the situation to his boss and raced home. He found Lily burning up with a temperature of 103, her eyes glassy with fever. He bundled her into the car and drove to the nearest emergency room, panic rising in his throat. The ER was packed, and after an initial assessment, they were told to wait. An hour passed, then two, with Lily dozing fitfully against Noah's chest while he fought his growing fear and frustration. In desperation, he pulled out his phone and called the one person he knew would help. "Noah," Emma answered immediately. "I'm so glad you called." "I've been—" "Emma, I need help," he interrupted, his voice breaking. "Lily's really sick, and we've been waiting at Queen's General for hours. Her fever won't break, and they keep saying it'll be a while longer, but she's getting worse, and I don't know what to do." "I'm on my way," Emma said without hesitation. "Which emergency room entrance are you at?" 30 minutes later, Emma swept into the waiting room, still dressed in what looked like clothes from a business meeting. She spotted them immediately and hurried over. "Let me see her," she said, placing a cool hand on Lily's forehead. "She's burning up." Before Noah could respond, Emma was at the registration desk, speaking quietly but firmly to the nurse. Within minutes, a different nurse appeared to escort them to an examination room. "How did you do that?" Noah asked as they followed the nurse. My company donates medical technology to hospitals all over the city, Emma explained. I may have mentioned that. In the exam room, a doctor quickly diagnosed Lily with a severe ear infection and started her on Roman 4 antibiotics. As they waited for the medication to take effect, Lily finally resting more comfortably, Emma sat beside Noah. "Thank you," he said hoarsely. "I didn't know who else to call." "I'm glad you called me," Emma replied. "I've missed you both so much." Noah stared at his hands. "I'm sorry about the gala. I overreacted." "No, you didn't." Emma took his hand. "You were right. I didn't think about how that environment would make you feel. I was selfish. I wanted to show you off, to have the two people who make me happiest with me at an event that usually feels empty and meaningless. We make you happy." Noah looked up, surprised. "Happier than I've been in years." Emma's eyes shone with unshed tears. "Noah, I don't care what anyone thinks about us. I care about you and Lily. The way you live with such love and integrity despite every challenge, it's more impressive to me than any fortune or fancy title." Noah felt the walls he'd built around his heart crumbling. "I'm scared, Emma. Not just of your world, but of letting someone in again. Of Lily getting attached and then being hurt if things don't work out." "I understand that fear," Emma said softly, "but isn't there something scarier about not trying at all? About missing what could be something wonderful because we're afraid?" Lily stirred then, her eyes fluttering open. "Emma," she murmured, "you came." "Of course I did, sweetheart." Emma stroked Lily's hair. "I'll always come when you need me." The simple promise, spoken with such conviction, broke something open inside Noah. He realized in that moment that Emma Valenti, CEO, millionaire, brilliant businesswoman, was simply a woman who loved his daughter and, perhaps, loved him too. In the weeks that followed Lily's recovery, they found a new balance. Emma scaled back her work hours to spend more time with them. Noah learned to accept small generosities without feeling diminished. They created a relationship on their own terms, neither fully in his world nor hers, but somewhere new that belonged to all three of them. 4 months after the subway encounter, Noah took Emma to the small community garden where he and Lily had planted vegetables each spring since she was old enough to hold a trowel. "This is beautiful," Emma said, admiring the flourishing tomato plants and neat rows of herbs. "I had no idea this was here." "That's the thing about this city," Noah replied. "There's magic tucked away in unexpected places if you know where to look." He took her hand, leading her to a bench beneath a flowering trellis. "I wanted to bring you here because this place is special to me and Lily," he began nervously. "It's where we come to grow things, to put down roots." He took a deep breath. "Emma, these past months have been the happiest I can remember. You've brought so much joy and light into our lives." Emma squeezed his hand. "You've done the same for me, Noah. You've shown me what really matters." "I know we come from different backgrounds," Noah continued, "and I know I don't have much to offer in terms of material things, but I love you, Emma Valenti. I love your brilliant mind and your generous heart. I love how you read Lily 3 bedtime stories because you can't say no to just one more. I love that you really see me not as a struggling mechanic, but as a man doing his best." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "Noah." He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside was a ring not extravagant but beautiful in its simplicity, a single emerald that had cost him countless extra shifts. "I don't want to rush you," he said quickly, "and I know we still have things to figure out. But I want you to know that I'm all in if you are." Emma looked at the ring, then at Noah, her smile radiant through her tears. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I'm all in too." When they told Lily that evening, her reaction was pure joy, followed immediately by practical considerations. "Does this mean Emma will live with us?" she asked, "because my room is pretty small for sharing." They laughed, and Emma knelt beside Lily's chair. "Actually, I was thinking maybe we could find a new place, one that's big enough for all of us, with a room just for you, and maybe even a little garden like the one your dad showed me today." Lily considered this seriously. "Can I paint my room purple?" "The purplest purple that ever purpled," Emma promised. That night, after Lily was asleep, Noah and Emma sat on the fire escape outside his apartment window, looking at the city lights. "You know," Emma said thoughtfully, I've been thinking about opening a nonprofit arm of Valenti Innovations focusing on technical education and apprenticeships for underserved communities. That sounds amazing, Noah replied. I was hoping you might help me design it, she continued. You know better than anyone what skills people need, what obstacles they face. You could help build something that changes lives. Noah looked at her in surprise. You trust me with that? I trust you with everything, Emma said simply. My heart, my future, my life. A company initiative seems minor in comparison. Noah pulled her close, marveling at how a single moment spotting a pickpocket in a crowded subway station had changed the entire course of his life. A year later, they were married in that same community garden, now expanded through Emma's foundation to include the vacant lot next door. Lily, serving as both flower girl and ring bearer, took her responsibilities with solemn pride. Their new home was a brownstone in a neighborhood that bridged their two worlds, not ostentatious, but comfortable, with rooms filled with light and a backyard where Lily's purple swing set stood alongside Noah's vegetable garden and Emma's reading nook. Noah continued working as a mechanic 3 days a week, spending the other 2 helping develop Emma's education initiative, which had already placed dozens of apprentices in well-paying technical jobs. Emma restructured her company to allow for more family time, discovering that a balanced life made her a more effective leader. And sometimes, when they took the subway together, Emma still insisting it was often faster than fighting traffic, Noah would smile at the memory of that first day, when he'd spotted a thief's hand and gained far more than he'd protected. What are you thinking about? Emma would ask, catching his smile. Just that I'm the luckiest pickpocket detector in New York, he'd reply, taking her hand as the train rushed through the darkness, carrying them home together.